All right. So let's get started. Once again, hello everyone. Good morning and good evening, depending on which part of the world you are joining from. So welcome to TailorTech Free Live Bootcamp, Vibe Coding with Gen AI. So really glad to have all of you here. So my name is Netik and I am co-founder of TailorTech, and we have also with us Umang, who is another co-founder. So today's session is going to be a very practical one. You are not just going to learn concepts, you will actually see how AI can be used to build real things. Like you have heard, really many buzzwords are going around related to AI, many trends are going, and many things are happening nowadays in AI. So honestly, this is where the things are changing really fast now, and people who know how to build with AI are really great ahead. So before beginning the session, I will just like to quickly introduce what is TeLTech. So TeLTech is our initiative, which is an industry-focused learning platform designed to help learners become skill-ready, project-ready, and career-ready for modern technology tools. So our programs are focused on really industry tools and workflows, hands-on learning with practical projects, interview preparation, and expert guidelines designed to help learners confidently crack tech interviews. So, what I can say is the idea is simple. We want to just bridge the what is there outside, what is we want to just make learnings easy. So, not just the learning, but actually becoming job ready. So, at the end of the day, it's not about how much you know; it's about what you build, and that's exactly what we focus at TailorTech. So, without any further ado, I want to introduce our trainer for today, which is Mr. Sumit Chauhan. So, he comes with a solid hands on experience in AI and modern development workflows and has been actively working on building real world applications using Gen AI. So, in today's session, he will walk you through actually how AI assisted development works and how the workflows works. So, let me hand over to Mr. Sumit. Sumit, are you there?
Yes, thanks, Nitik. Uh, First of all, good morning and good evening to everyone. Am I audible to properly to everyone?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. So first of all, I will give you my introduction, little bit of mine. Like my name is Sumit Chauhan, and I have worked with various startup as a web developer and the generative AI developer. Today, I wanted to talk about something very relevant for all of us. Like it's called vibe coding from prompt to production. Let me share my screen and so take you to take you through the presentation. So is it visible to all of you, right?
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah, thanks. Uh, Before I start the presentation, I'll ask you something like how many of you have used AI tools like Cursor, Copilot, and the other coding assistants? You can write your like kind of names like that, that assistants you have used in your daily workflow for to make your work productive in the check. So we'll get better idea and we'll go through on that. Okay, so that's about client GPT and Gemini. Okay, so that's great. So most of us already knows that AI is a part of work now. But the real question is, are we using AI in the smartest way and possible? Great, great, great. You have used a Beta Copilot also. Okay, so let me take you. Let me take you to the like main part of the vibe coding. Like, what is the vibe coding? Whenever you heard Here the terms of vibe coding, what comes in your mind? Like faster coding, AI generated code, endless manual work, right? But in simple word, vibe coding is the modern approach to software development where developer are using AI tools to structure prompts to build application faster instead of writing it all manually. So the main focus is that we're going to create one demo with the help of vibe coding. As you written all the various tool here, that was a Claude, Codex, Client, GPT, and Gemini. So we are going to use our one of the favorite assistant is called Cursor, and going to build a full stack web application, kind of like Twitter, mini Twitter. So our main session is that, but let me take you the next question is that why does it matter today? Like why we have to learn to get this uh, vibe coding from beginner to advanced. Uh, so today's technology is moving very fast. Companies want faster solutions. As we all know, better productivity and a quick experimental works can make you a 10x developer in your company and in your positions. So our main point is that in this we'll go through the faster development, how we write a prompts with the thinking and the logical changes in that prompts, how we take that work into the small chunks and take it clear from the AI. So let's move to the main part of this presentation is that the our small app, it's called mini Twitter, and we'll go through the prompt engineering and the logical thinking and problem breakdown and the test on our refinements. So let me share you the screen of my cursor and we'll go through the proper prompt engineering and all. How many of you has used the cursor in your like work scenarios and all the things? Like you are working with the cursor or any other kind of AI assistants in your daily use? Let me know in the chat. Okay. So all of you are know that better prompts can make a better result in the prompt engineering or in the AI assistant also. Like we'll get the better result of the coding and the less hard work on the proper production related code. So we are going to create a one proper build like monster applications for the mini Twitter. But before that, there is a two simple thing that we have to be consider that what was the prompt we have to give to the our cursor and that can take us to the very productive and the very production ready applications with the help of AI. So here I was putting it to prompt. One prompt is kind of simple prompt that just we are asking to the cursor, let's create a simple Twitter website. This can be the bad prompt because we are not specifying anything over here, like what kind of designs we need, what kind of things we have to add in that, what kind of functionalities we need over there. So our first thing is that we'll ask with the AI like what kind of response we'll get to the bad prompt and the good prompt. Okay. Now this is a good prompt like where like kind of a vibe coder can give prompts to the AI agents where they provide a proper kind of functionalities what they want, how it should be scalable, how it how they want architecture, and what was the product requirement of that full application is. So we'll ask the same thing over here and we'll compare the all over the the response, like what kind of the bad prompt provide the response and the good prompt. Nobody asked. What is the term you are using? Is that Visual Studio Code? No, no, bro. Is that cursor over there where we are going to build up the whole application with the help of good and the better prompting? This is I'll restart my cursor. Might be there is some server issues with that. Okay. Uh, Sorry, the cursor goes out now. So here is the result of bad prompting. Like we have just put it that they create a simple Twitter website, and this should be the bad prompt. Okay. So what do we got here? Like the cursor is also saying that is a weak prompt. because it hides almost everything that actually matters to build something useful over. Now there is a no clarification like what we want, what kind of project structure we want, like what kind of architecture we have to use over there, and how we are going to perform and workflow we want. Okay. So it was asking us that what was our goal, what was the features we want, what was the stack we have to use, and what was the UI levels. So instead of this kind of bad prompt, we'll ask with the good prompt and what kind of results we'll get. That let's see. Okay. So currently this cursor is in ask mode. We are asking to the cursor to build the whole full stack application over here with the kind of mini Twitter. So it's provided as the recommended stack because of we have provided in the that prompt the proper kind of requirement, product requirement, and what kind of functionality we want, what kind of authentication we want, what kind of commands and the what kind of functionality and the front end what we have to use and for, at the time of backend also. So it was processing the that prompt in a better way, and it was providing us the good result over there. So let us see what kind of result we got from that prompt, this good prompt. So it was recommended stack is that for the front end layer it was using the Next.js 14 plus app route and the TypeScript, and it's relational with SSR, SEO, and optional API route if needed at the time of ecosystems. Okay. So for tiling, we'll use a tailwind CSS. It was also taking the states for Redux Toolkit, RTK query for the tile stack queries. Also on the backend side, it was going to use the Node.js plus Express as we requested over there. Like we want this kind of backend, okay? And for the DB, we're going to use Postgres plus Prisma for row SQL. And the relations like follow, likes, comment, and the strong consistency between the counts of these all the things. Now, at the part of authentication, we use JWT across refresh plus decrypt. This is the standard pattern we are already have mentioned over there in the prompt. For the real time, we use socket IO. That was an express event and room per user kind of event. So for the files, we use Cloudinary or S3 plus pre-signed URL that like works very fast in the application when it's low. For and we use these things for the profile pictures and optional tweet images. Now, our infra is the Docker Composer, like app, Postgres, plus Redis optional. Yeah. Now we got the folder structure ready, and this is the monorepo folder structure where we, in the single folder, will we are going to manage the front end and the back end, both of the thing over here. So he has provided the proper folder structure to us, like with the Docker YAML file, envs, with the apps and the web and the packages that was shared. Now for the database schemas, they have already provided us entity indexes, REST API endpoints. They have just provided us to the examples, like what kind of endpoints we want, and the whole endpoints, which is required to create a kind of a mini Twitter over there. For the WebSocket, he is also providing us the JWT handshake with the prefer short loop frequencies and dedicated VS tokens over there. So it's all about the good prompting response. Like we'll get the better and the proper prompt over here. So you guys also seen the difference, like as in a bad prompting, there is nothing to get idea like what's going on there and what kind of things it was looking for. But when we go for the better prompts, at that time it was providing us the better details over there and how we use that details to build the actual real world app. Now, the second point is that a logical and the uh, interactions with the AI. So now we are going to plan this whole application like as an chunk task. So it was going to be create small in chunks of prompts, and then after it will execute one by one. So it will create a seamless application and without errors over there. So like when we have to plan this kind of such thing, we'll just provide kind of prompts that I was writing here, and then I'll explain them. Like we have to build this mini tutor as we have a requirement in chat. Now we have to plan this for the development. Now it was going to provide us the proper development plan with the like what task we have to do first, what task we have to do later, and the proper sequence of all. Now it just provided us to the scope and the defaults what we are going to use in this. There is a proper tailor-made development plan where we have the requirements and the source of truth over here. Then after there is the like global timeline model, like how we are going to use our like front end with the express and the what kind of infra we are going to use. So here we have a like visual of the R application, like what kind of Next.js we are going to use and the express API, and then after infra over here. Then after there is a report repository layout kind of thing. We are going to use the mono repo style under a project. And then after there is a both of the apps we are is going to into the same folder, Next.js and the Express. Then after we have a data models, the kind of a Prisma level work over here. Then we have a REST API modular where we have just defined the module, so what kind of model we are going to be using this and what kind of endpoints and the what kind of APIs we required over there. So that all things over here. Then after we have WebSocket contracts, like we are going to take real-time data from the handshake for front end and back end. So we require that. And we have final milestone of front end. There we have auth page, shell, feed, profile, search, notification, dark mode, bonus UI, API, web, and the Postgres services. Now, the main part is that there is a plain to-dos. Like it just provided us a plain to-do where it was going to be create a separate apps, define a Prisma schema, express bootstraps and JWT decryptions with the auth modules. Then after the implementation of user tweets, feed cursor correct replies, and the follow like search notification REST module, and such more many modules over there. It's related to the upload socket, Next.js app router, and the feed also. Now the our next plan is to build this in the real world. We have to build this whole application as an agent. We are going to use this agent to uh, to build this plan mini Twitter development. As of now, we just gone through the basic prompt and the planning, how we can just plan the proper development with the help of AI. Now, in this kind of plans, have you got any question, kind of anything doubts you have? You can just write it out in the chat. Okay, so our next task is that we have to build this. So I have just provided him that we have to build this application with the plan that I have uh, include with this, which is this. There we have proper requirement, and scope of development. Let's see what it does and how it the application goes over there by step by step. So it was asking us to some like kind of root level access over there to read our date directories and all the things. When we see these kind of things over here, like when the agent running behind it, there is a thinking, lot of thinking of the too many agents over there to build this kind of such application over here. Now it was taking the main task is that to set up a monorepo over here. This is the main task to set up monorepo of APIs and the web base. Okay, so we got the question over here that do we need to plan and then create the website, or can't we direct build app by directly prompting? See, there is a two way of development. One is that, as you said, that we can directly build the app by direct prompting. But the better way of to build the productive apps is that to plan that app in such a chunk way. Like, for example, you have a kind of a model it's related to the auth, or there is a SSO. It's a kind of related to the Google sign. At the time when whenever you try to direct prompting and to build this kind such of kind of app, so might be AI goes to be hallucinated over there, and it does wrong thing over there instead of what you are looking for. So better is that, and the best part is that we have to first build the plan, and then after we have to review it the proper way, and we can also change the plan accordingly us and what the works most important over there. And then after we build that will work some more efficient instead of direct building through the prompting. Might you get got the answer? Is there anyone else or have any doubts over here? Now it was just creating our API module over here. There is a seed TS and the Docker file over here, and the Prisma we also have. So as we seen that we already have planned the RF, so it was just taking all the things one by one, and it was generating the folders and the monorepo and the packages and npm installs and everything. See, as I told you now that AI got hallucinated sometimes. So as we are seeing here that our main task is that to scaffold monorepo and the Docker Composer, and with the help of this agent and the app of API. Okay. So now as we are seeing over here, it should be hallucinated over here that it was not getting some packages in the directory. So it was just doing the such a terminal thing over there, and it was just doing the fake prompting over there. So to prevent these kind of things, we have to use the build uh, LAN first. Use of C. Over here, it just close it and just move to the another part that should be related to the mini Twitter to the terminal and the textbook. Okay. Uh, so another question is that we all know that here agent is doing everything over here. But the thing is that some people will get questioned by earlier or later is that how we'll get idea that the thing is that developed by AI is a very secure and the what we are actually looking for. At that time, there is another kind of prompting over here. With the use of that, we'll just uh, do a prompting with the agent and tell them to provide us a kind of MD file with the proper DFT. So it was going to showcase us the flowchart of the application and the uh, proper security tests. Now the question is that since the code is generated by a how to do the validate code? Yes, that I said that we have to ask the AI again to just go and verify code and to provide us a valid README file that we can read and get the better idea that the functionality and the feature that was developed by AI is the good or not. And based on that, we'll do prompting and the change scenarios over there. Now our mono repo is like nearby to close. There is an API with the dist Prisma and the source file of that. There is the utilities types modules, middlewares, and the libraries we are going to use, JWT, token hash, and all of that. Now there is a Prisma migration over here, and this was the build file of the API. Here we have a web folder. It's related to the front end part of our small app, where we have a public folder for the images and all the things. Source we have apps, name, login, register, and the global CSS with the help of layout and the page. Now there is another part is the features. We have just moved out of the component because of we are just building the RTK query with that. Yes, both backend and the front end handle in the one repo. It's called mono repo. Usually big tech companies like Google find and they use these things uh, from last too many years where like there are multiple apps was running in the single repository. Okay. Another question is what are the prompt for that? Okay. So the basically when things are done over here, I'll take you through that, like what we have to ask with the AI to get proper idea, like what is be there and like the thing he has done, is that proper or not? Yes, usually it is good, but there is also prompt engineering games comes in. Like whenever you write kind of code and when it's time to push that changes into the repo, at that time there is another feature. It's called repo management and the part of PR eligibility. So in that PR time, we'll just provide them a syntax and the basics what we required to be clear in that particular code. And at the time of push, it will check through the uh, README which we have created for the uh, pushing of the code and all the things. At that time, it will check through that README and the provide you the better way to like prevent the uh, XSH and the other sellings from the AI. Now we are also going to make this app on a Docker with the Insta. Like on a single click, it wakes up with the backend and front end and works smoothly over there. That I showcase you how to take the whole app on the Docker and just wake up on a one prompt. See, it's provide us a readme of 123 line. First, we'll go through that, like what it builds, that will get idea over there. So currently we have readme over here, and it's just defining what it used to build the whole application, and what was the thing in how we are going to wake up the whole application on a single command. So it just used an XCS 14 with the app routes and the tail Redux toolkit plus RTK queries and the next things. And for the backend side, it uses Express, Prisma, PostgreSQL, JWT, or and the Socket tower with the notification. And there is optional is a Cloudinary upload and Docker Compose. Now another thing is that there is a layout of monorepo. The main folder is called app. Inside that we have API, that's REST API of us, where we have socket and the Prisma over there. In the apps we have web, which is this. It's related to the Axios client, our front end, and we also have a Docker Compose YAML file that was related to the Postgres API and the web. Now, as I told you that we are going to take this whole app on a single prompt to wake up. Now, we have commands over here to start the whole application with a single prompt. Let us run this whole app and checks how it's work. I was just putting it to the Dockerization mode. Now it was going to be take Docker as a part and take this whole application in the build of Docker with the Postgres and the front end and the back end also. Now we got the command to build our application is called it's called Docker Compose build. So it was asking me to take that whole code on the Docker. It was just creating the image over there, and then after we'll take the whole app on a single click. How many of you have a idea of Docker? Let me know in the comments and the chat also. And where you guys have used that Docker. Okay, so Arvind is have used it in the Spring Boot apps. Yes, that's right. Any other person that use the Docker for the development processes and all things? Let us go through the code, what it has built. So this is our socket file where it was just setting and getting the information from the client side. And we have also index file. Over here we have it's called entry file of ours, where we are just putting our all the routes and the cross origin and the other modules over there. I will go through the modules and there is hot routes. So we have a login schema, logout schema, and the refresh schema and register schema over there. So there is a proper code in it. So you got the idea, bro. Uh, all of you guys that what the bad prompt and the good prompt looks for. There are some packages also was depreciated over here. So it was also taking that package to the newer one. We have as hashtag also over here also, and the query of database at Prisma. Yes, we need developers because of AI can build itself the whole apps. But the thing is that the better prompt is required to build the whole app by the AI. So we definitely need the developers over there. And AI is a part of to build the good things with the AI. Yeah, just putting the Postgres to the Docker to see the data with that. Now the actual prompt engineering comes over here, like how we'll solve this area with the AI. We're also going to handle the AI with the help of AI. Before that, we have to just wait a little bit for the image. So currently, we are saying that it was taking too much time over here as an Docker single command because of it was in the first run. So it will take that much time to build the proper image over the Docker. Now this it's time to solve this error. Now, whenever we'll get kind of this error, there is a proper explanation over here that we have a wrong user upset function. How many of people from your was using the cursor or the other AI agents in your daily development? Do one thing, we just install the Postgres script for that. So it was uh, facing some errors with Docker. Now we install the Postgres because of there is some issues with the Docker side. So we'll install directly in the PC and we'll run from the direct database. Now our Postgres SQL is just started over there. Let us put some migration over there. So it just created the role database and the grant. Now the our next step is to run the backend part with the help of AI. We'll grant all privileges over there. Now our main task is to run the Prisma migration to run the backend. So our Prisma was done over there. Migration is also in the Postgres database. So as you see, I was all the things I was doing from the API. So our app is just listening on the port 4000 for the API. So let me open the browser over here. Okay, so API is running. Let us check what was the actual health endpoint over there. So we have an endpoint, it's called health to get the idea that the app is running properly. So yeah, getting the blank screen because of the we have just not put it over here anything. Yeah, let me share my entire screen with you guys. Now we have the APIs running over there. On the health, we are getting okay is true. So it means the API is working properly. Now our next part is to run the client. So for that, we have to go inside the web. Just need to install the npm package and need to do npm then. So our app is also run from client side. So We have mini Twitter over here, and we have UI and the seed data, which we have put it in the backend with the help of migration in the PSSQL that we have put it over here. Now, our main thing we have developed is a login and the auth and all the things over there. We'll check that login was working or not. We also have password and the email. So password is this and different. So we have a login page over here. So take the email first. Now we are logging with the our email ID and password. We are also able to do the posting over there. So just I have put it there. We also had added likes, reply, and all the things over there. If I was doing like, it was just storing in the database side and all the things. You also have notifications over there, search terms over there. It was also searching. Now we search the username, Erin. So you got that. So our the whole system was working properly. We are also getting the proper app over here, and the API is also working over there. So with the help of Cursor, we have done the proper one full stack application and the Docker also. So this is how AI works in the development. Like the same if we are going to build without the AI, it goes times nearby 6 to 7 hours with some kind of errors and everything. But as you know, that with the good prompting, we have done everything in the less than 1 hour. Is there any question from your side, guys?
So Sumit, we will take the questions at the end, and we will move to the next part first. And the questions will be taken in the end. Whoever has any
Sure,
questions,
sure.
who has any questions, you can just for now ping in the chat so we can take up it later. Okay. So let me share my screen. So thank you for this insightful session. So as you just saw, AI is no longer just something you use; it's becoming something you actually build with. So the future don't belong to those only who use AI. It belongs to those who know how to build with it. And that shift is already happening right now. Many trends, as you can see around, not in the future, but in today life itself, there are many future trends in AI. So moving to the next part, now what we have observed is a lot of people are exciting about AI, but they get stuck at a certain points, like learning from scattered tutorials online, knowing prompts but not understanding workflows, watching demos but not building actual products, limited hands-on project experience, not knowing how real AI applications are built. So, because of this, people feel like they are learning, but they are not able to create anything on their own. So that's the real gap which I think comes in. Uh, so what actually helps you become build ready? So it's having a structural path, which I think, and not just having more tools. So learning the right fundamental step by steps, understanding how real AI apps and workflows work, building complete AI products and agents, working with modern tools, API and frameworks, creating practical projects with real implementations. So that's how you can move from consuming AI to actually creating with AI. So those of you who are thinking, okay, this is interesting, but how do I actually learn this properly? So for that, what we have designed a structured program called Vibe Coding and AI Agent Builder Program. So it's an 8-week program. Live program will be there, live and online, focused on helping you move from AI curiosity to actually building real world AI systems. So as you can see here, there are three modules which are designed under Vibe Coding and AI Agent Builder program. First of all is foundation of AI building. So we will first build the foundation, then we will go through the AI apps and agent systems, then finally automation projects and deployment. So caption projects will be there, and also deployment and practical implementations will be there. So you can build end-to-end projects in that. So by the end, you don't just learn, you actually build something complete. So this is what we want to show you, the TailorTech Vibe Coding and AI Agent Builder program. So now moving to the final part of the presentation. So if this is something that generally interests you, if you like, or you just want to go deeper in this topic or want to build these things, you can just simply scan the QR code on the screen, or you can message us on the WhatsApp number which is given here. If you are really interested in exploring this program, so you can just scan the code and we will share the curriculum and batch details and further details with you. And for the next 24 hours, so all the bootcamp participants will receive a special enrollment benefit. So, Sumit, can you just take up the questions from the chat if there are any?
Yes, there is a question from Sai. Is that what are the best way to master prompt engineering, especially for the coding task? So, as I was doing with my daily task, I just keep my prompt clear and specific, like mentioning the tech stack, what exactly I want, and breaking the task into the smaller steps. Then I refine the based on the output. Mostly it's come from practicing with the real coding problems. Like whenever you got any kind of task, you just put that into the small chunks, and you're good to go. And you have to like make a practice on it with the proper understanding of your task and the chunk of task.
So, all right, if no questions ahead, then we hope we can end these sessions. Hope today's sessions gave you different perspective, not just on AI, but actually building with it. Uh, we have one more question. Will you able to share the prompt? Okay, sure, Anam. You can just mail us at teletech.team@gmail.com. We can share you there further details. We can share the details on the mail. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. I think we can close the session. Thank you so much for joining, and have a great day ahead. If you have any doubts or anything, you can just go through this WhatsApp number, and we can just ping there, and we will can go ahead. So thank you so much. Have a great day ahead.